Live streaming?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to call the Board of Selectmen meeting of August 11th to order, and the first order of business is the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, it's our growing tradition to start with public comment, so I'll offer the audience public comment.
Hi, Jack.
Hey, I got just a quick ask. Get to the microphone. So we've got a whole bunch of Deerfield contractors and volunteering and donating to build a accessible walking path around the gazebo field. It's going to happen on Saturday the 23rd. And one thing that would be helpful to us from the town is if Matt or Paul volunteer, and they will, to operate the loader to load 3/4 stone dust and into trucks rather than us bringing another loader down. And I just want to check with you guys if that would be okay.
Works for me. If they're willing to volunteer.
Yeah,
can't-
be volunteered.
They can't volunteer to do their own jobs. So if it's something that they're normally paid to do, then they should be continued to be paid for them. So if you wanted to give them compensatory time in lieu of them working on that Saturday, that would be acceptable. But you can't ask an employee to volunteer to do something that is part of their normal course of duties.
Have you talked to them yet?
Yeah,
Still
mean,
no.
they're
You can
willing
do
to-
whatever you want, but still no.
they're willing to do it.
No, that's where your job is to tell us that. So are you saying we can give them compensating time off? You mean? extra
Right, so
time
if
off?
that's, so say if they're willing to give you 4 hours of time on Saturday, and that would result in 4 hours worth of overtime, instead of paying them for that overtime, you could give them an hour and a half of time off for each hour that they're working. That is fair and reasonable and within the law.
So moved.
Second?
Does that make sense?
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any further discussion? All right, all in favor of that motion signify by saying aye. Aye. All
So-
opposed?
Yeah, thanks. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut in. Good. The other thing is that we would be using water from the town shed to dampen the material as we roll it, right? So we'd be running a hose out.
Town water on town property, that
done-
shouldn't be a problem.
We've done that before. For the part we've already done. All right, thanks. We're good.
Thank you, Jack.
Thank you, Jack.
No, it's a great story of volunteer work in the town. Thank you.
Thank you.
Other public comment? All right, seeing none, we'll continue on in the agenda, which is to go to unfinished business. Do we have any unfinished business? We have none on the agenda. Seeing none, we'll move on to new business. So our new business is we are looking for a new contract for cleaning services in the George B. White and the Philbrook James Library. And we have 5 bids that have been received by 2 o'clock deadline today, and we're going to open them here in the meeting.
You get 5 bids. That's amazing.
I can't remember the last time we got 5 bids on anything. All right, this first bid is from Green Place Cleaning Services out of Fremont, New Hampshire. And they have a bid, hereby submit the estimate as follows. Weekly total is $495 a week, so a monthly total would be $1,980 per month. And Karen, what does this 165, it says RS or R dollars?
I think that was just the daily breakdown. So it's $165 per day times 3.
3 is this number, okay.
And that's for both places?
This is,
That was
Yeah.
just the GBW.
oh.
And then the second page is the breakdown for the library.
Oh, I see, yeah, it does say town offices. So then the quote for the library is $85 a day, which is a total weekly amount of $170, which means they're only working 2 hours at the library a week. 2 times 85.
That was what Anne had mentioned. I guess her and Ray had a conversation last week, and Anne mentioned that the library services were twice a week, but the contract scope was always 3 times a week. So I'm not sure if the library reduced their services based off of what suits their need or when they can accommodate the cleaners or when that third day dropped off.
It appears to be $85 a day, $170 a week, so it's only 2 hours a week, and a monthly total of $680 for the library. All right, that's that quote. We can take a gander at it. We get the next one ready. This quote is from EcoSource Service, EcoSource, and this is their service agreement, it's titled. And if I had a magnifying glass, this says $3,905 is the total cost for both the office, the GB White and the library. The breakdown is $3,220 per month for the GB White and $685 per month for the library, totaling again $3,905 a month. The third bid is from,
These are for 3 days, this 3 days a week? Monday, Wednesday, and Friday?
Yes.
the next bid is from Senia Cleaning Service. And the bid says this school session, $875 a week for both buildings, $100 extra to cover toiletries and supplies. Floor buffing and waxing, a separate budget. Essentially, it looks like $875 per week times 4 is $3,500 per month. Is written here in pen. This one might require a little bit of interpretation. We also require, of course, insurance and bonding, I believe, right?
We will require insurance, yes.
But not bonding?
No.
No bonding, okay.
It was insurance or workers' comp if anybody was using subcontractors or employees.
All right, here comes the fourth bid. She's doing a little math.
Do we have what we're paying now?
We
The
pay,
amount,
we pay $19.20 for GBW, and I think $6.20 or $6.40 for the library.
per month.
Yes.
We've had quite a bit of observation as well as complaint that the current service isn't doing a very adequate job for us, especially down in the lower hallways in the Parks and Rec area and places like that. It's been pretty poor. So we're looking for somebody who's going to do a much better job and be more accountable, I think.
Anne did send a message. She does, she is happy with the services she is receiving at the library from the current vendor.
Okay.
That one is an annual breakdown, so I divided it by 12 to give you a monthly so that it's comparable to the rest.
Okay. So this is the 3B White and the library.
Yes.
All right, this is a quote from J&M Groundskeepers. They're out of Baldwin, New York.
No way.
And their bid for the George B. White, don't worry, it's no problem. Their bid for the George B. White is $11,520 per month. And for the library is $5,760 per month, for a total of about $17,000 per month.
Town next door to where I grew up.
And then the final bid,
There's two more,
oh,
actually.
two more.
Did we get 6? Oh, no. Yeah, 6.
Is one of these our current vendor?
The first one was.
Green Plus. Green Plus.
This is from Facility Management Pro. They have a monthly cost of $2,400,
For both?
apparently.
Yeah.
Just has monthly cost $2,400, bidding to the scope that was sent in the RFQ. Facility Management Pro, they're out of Deerfield. $2,400 apparently is for both. It's just a lump sum, unless somebody can see something else on there. Okay. And this,
Yeah, Nottingham.
Nottingham, okay. I saw the address on the front page was saying Deerfield. All right, and this is a bid from Caitlin McPhee, a private contractor apparently, on Brown Road. And her bid is $1,600 per month for the George B. White and $1,600 a month for the library, each having the same number of hours, which may not be the way we would divide it up, but for the total hours of 1,600 each, or 3,200 per month for the total of the two buildings.
So her bid submitted was 400 each. Based off of that dollar, I'm suspecting that's a weekly price, so that's why I multiplied it out, but I can call her and confirm if that is a bidder that you decided you'd like more information from.
Yeah, I think that's a reasonable assumption, $400 per week, right?
That's what I'm guessing, based off of 3 cleans, that seems, pretty similarly aligned to the other numbers that you've been seeing tonight.
Steve?
I would suggest we submit the proposals to Karen and the library, ask for their recommendations, and go from there.
Yeah, I think that it's a little, we better study them and make sure we're comparing apples and apples, oranges, oranges. So also, just as a matter of debate, I don't know that in this case we would want to go with the lowest bidder necessarily, right? Because
Done that before, and it has backfired on us.
we do it over and over again, and we get poor results for the taxpayer dollar. So I would suggest that once we get the summary back from the George B. White, from Karen, and from Ann, that we then weigh in the quality factors. So checking references, I think Karen should check references and make sure that we get an idea about the expected quality. This last one I happen to know personally, as they have done cleaning services for me in the past. So I know that particular company is very high quality, very diligent worker.
I agree.
You know her too? Okay,
I'd like to get some confirmation on her hours, though, I mean,
right.
and she does know that she needs, like, the insurance and all that stuff.
Yes, she did submit her insurance certificate with her bid.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's the end of that matter. So let's go on to the regular business. So the review of the outstanding minutes. We have the minutes of July the 28th. Our meeting of July 28th, and also the non-public minutes go along with them.
Moved as written.
We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes as submitted. Is there any further discussion or any omissions or corrections? Seeing none, all in favor of approving the minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. I didn't vote nay. All opposed. All right, then we have vouchers and payroll manifests for August the 5th in the amount of $117,739.22, which was a gross payroll of $80,173.69 for the town
Did
side.
you get 3 signatures for that?
I did not.
We have 2. So having 2, we should vote,
Bill's already been paid.
they've already been paid, but we haven't actually approved that officially.
Right. Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the manifest for August the 5th. And is there any discussion? All in favor of approving that manifest signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? 3 that haven't signed it should sign that one. And then we have the accounts payable manifest for August the 5th in the amount of $1,037,063.74, of which 1 million is the accounts payable going, or is the amount going to the school, DCS. Yes, ma'am. $1,037,063.74.
And if I may say, on weeks that we do not have a meeting, you have to show up to sign these manifests because the bills need to be paid. Technically, they shouldn't be paid without our signatures on them, but it's every other week. You have to make a stop into Pete's office or with Karen to sign these things.
That is correct.
I missed.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Don't miss another one.
All right, so this is the accounts payable for 8/12.
Last week.
No, for
Well,
tomorrow.
the one I'm looking at here is the 8/12.
Oh, okay.
Do we have an 8/5? Or that's the one we just
one.
passed?
That's the one just passed.
Okay. So this is the accounts payable for 8/12, which is the current one, which is $43,470.53.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor of approving the accounts payable for August 12th, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Last draw?
No, that's the start
That's
of the
the
new
first
year.
draw for their fiscal year, right? Yeah. Their July,
July 1 start date. So it would have been the second.
would that be the first or the second?
I think that's the August payment.
That's the August 12th, or August
Yeah.
5th,
Yes, you would have had a July payment.
right? So that's the second draw for the school in this fiscal year. They had a July draw and an
We
August draw.
stop conversations with the audience. This is our meeting.
I have an appointment slip for Don Messina for the Heritage Commission for a term of 3 years ending April 30th, 2028.
All right. So this is Dawn Messina, Heritage Commission.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. Probably have an abstention.
I gotta abstain.
All in favor of approving Dawn for the Heritage Commission signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All abstaining is 1.
You can vote for your wife. You think she is the person that should have the job.
Don't try to influence the other member, please.
I have a cemetery lot for $800, lots M4 and M5.
All right, the purchase of a cemetery lot, $800 for two plots. And which cemetery is this in, Karen?
That's the main cemetery.
No, you didn't vote.
The one
It's up to
across
you. You can
the,
sign it because
from
it's
the
a
post
vote.
office? Okay. All right, we have a request for sale of 2 plots in the main cemetery.
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
You sound hesitant. All in favor of these 2 plots being sold signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
So is it a privacy thing that we're not saying who's buying them?
I think so.
Okay, because it used to be.
Yeah, I know, we used to. Things are changing. Hold on. Oh, we actually have said that it's okay to
Yeah,
keep going. All right, what's next?
somebody can say that,
Yeah.
slow down if they want.
Kelly and I we did a couple of interviews for the counter clerk position, which is a part-time 20-hour per week position in her office. So it's filling the vacancy that was left a few months ago. She has a recommendation to extend an offer and a personnel action request for Ann Moschella. If you have more, I believe she sent information to the board. If you have other questions that you want to discuss in non-public, we can do that. Otherwise, if you want to move forward and approve this.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve this personal action request. Do we have a second? Hearing none, is there some discussion?
Second.
Oh, okay. You second the motion? All right, then let's go into discussion. So one question I have is the hours. So we have an hourly rate for 20 hours at $20 per hour, 20 hours per week at $20 an hour. So is that the same as the old clerk was making, or is this a change?
It's a little bit of I believe it's a little bit of a deviation from Nikki's hours. But the intention would be for this person to work the afternoon. So Diane is working the 8 to 12, and then this person would work the 12:30 to 4:30.
So would this increase the total cost of the
No, it will
personnel?
not.
So it's just shifting the hours
Yep.
between two? Okay.
Diane's hours will change. I think this is just a change in the number of hours and the pay to make it work.
So we're going to pay more and have fewer hours?
I'd have to look and see what the previous employee was being made, but I believe that is,
I mean, if we are paying more and we're not going to cost any further, it must be fewer hours, I guess. Right? I don't think we can get there any other way. You're
Give
not
me the-
sure?
I don't know what her rate was that the vacancy was. I can go look if you'd like.
Would you like that information? I would.
Yeah.
Let's hold that then. You want to?
Can we find the information out somewhat quickly, because?
Yeah. We have a motion and a second waiting.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I thought we were gonna table it. No. Thank you,
Yeah, she's saying she just wants to go get it out of the file.
thank you.
It was 20 hours a week.
20 hours per week at $20 per hour. Part-time employee. Anybody want to look at the document?
How many applicants did she say they interviewed? 3?
I don't think I heard the number. Did anybody else?
2 or 3, yes. I did hear the word 3.
Okay. Do you have your non-public justification list? Okay.
Oh, she writes it on here, doesn't she? She didn't this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, she did.
Second page.
Writes it on here. Oops, sorry.
Letter B.
If they interviewed her, right?
Yeah. Nowadays, finding an employee, that's,
And the only question is, they did raise the pay from the previous clerk. I don't know what justification, maybe there's better qualifications or something, I'm not sure how to justify the higher pay. And then how does that not increase the amount to the town on our budget?
Cut the hours.
So they cut the hours,
Town clerk, right?
well, what do they call it, the window clerk, yeah.
It's her budget.
Yeah, but it's our money, meaning the taxpayers.
Do not run down those stairs.
In flip-flops.
The budget's set at $416 per week, so it was $20.50 per hour for 20 hours. So this is a slightly lower hourly wage for the same number of hours, so I was
So no
Incorrect
increase.
before.
Okay, no increase, actually a minor decrease.
a minor decrease, yes.
Thank you.
Do we approve it?
Huh?
Do we approve it?
Yes.
Well, we have a motion and a second, so any further discussion? Okay, all in favor of extending the offer to this person, signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed? Okay. Next order of a business is, there any more signatures or correspondence?
No, that is it.
We have one thing just to, a piece of information, which is the highway block grant. The highway block grant is based on tolls and gas taxes collected by the state of New Hampshire and then divided up among all of the different towns. Deerfield this year is being awarded or given, let's say, $143,068.18 on the, what they call the A portion of the grant. And then on the SB 387 portion of the grant, $19,554.49. The stipulation is that the SB 387 grant has to be used for highways or highway restorations. The other money, however, isn't designated that way, and we can use it in our general funds for our expenses and other things. So that's just a point of information. Any question about that? Okay. I believe we are down to other business. Does anybody have any items of other business?
We forgot the town administrator.
Oh, you're right. The town administrator report is at the
Write
bottom.
that down.
Hold on a second, Greg.
So just two quick things. Kelly, the town clerk, submitted a memo for the board to review, and so we will attach it to the back of the minutes if the public wants to view that. The other is the PEX water project. The install began last week. They've run much of the main water line and most of the branches off. They are looking at doing the conversion from the copper to the PEX piping early next week, which will create some sort of a disruption to our operations. We are trying to limit that to, for this end of the building, it will be all of Monday and Tuesday. And for this end of the building, we're trying to limit it to half of the day on Monday so that we can ask the employees to stay home for a few hours and then come in, and then they'll be able to utilize these bathrooms up here. So that was the plan as of 3:30 today. They were working on making sure that the parts would be able to get here in time so that so what they're planning to do is convert all of the equipment in this room here, all of the piping, and get everything prepped and ready to go to do the conversion and the cutover on Monday morning. So if they can get all of this prepped and ready to go by end of day Friday, because on Fridays it's just Pete, Randy, and I, that would be easy and the least disruptive. Summer camp is over this Friday, so it will not interfere with those operations. And I checked with Chief Duquette, and they are going to run business as usual regardless of the water. And our officers are going to go home and use the bathroom and come back.
Very good. It sounds like good progress. I met with Ray this morning here in this room and was watching the two workers that were here putting in the PEX just above these ceiling tiles. And it looked like they were making good progress.
And they did a great job cleaning up after themselves, I will say.
Yeah. All right. Anything else from the town administrator's report?
That's all I have for public session.
Okay. And so now into other business, and Greg has an item of other business.
So just for the purpose of public information and to start a discussion with the board, at the last school board meeting, they had discussed getting a listing agent to list the 75-acre property across from the fairgrounds. So it's, seems like that's a discussion we may want to get into, what would possibly be the best future for that? Should the town try to pursue that, or where could we go from here?
Yeah, it certainly opens up a lot of questions.
None of which we have any authority, other than as a citizen, to ask what they're thinking about.
I'm not so sure.
Well, I can tell you this, it's all ledge, because I did work there.
That's one of the
very
questions.
We've been getting taxes for that property.
What's that?
We don't get taxes
No,
for that.
we've lost over $1 million in tax revenue with that thing sitting over there for 20 some odd years.
That's true. Peter, you trying to give us a road agent
An
report?
update. Okay, so the box culvert has been reviewed by Keach so that Mitchie can start the construction of it. I talked to the paver, I'm trying to get a date when they're gonna be coming to town. The other thing is I did get a quote from HRC over in Nottingham about Matt's truck. And I'm trying to get that up right now so I can. So basically, he had a repair number of about $4,000 for work on the truck. And if he got into the transmission and the transmission was in failure, he'd be up around the same price as Liberty International. So at this point, since the truck's been gone now for about 5 weeks, we should probably let them start working on the truck, and hopefully they can fix it for $4,000.
So moved.
Are they willing to look at the hydraulics and the valve body and the
No,
PTO?
that's gonna be, he didn't seem like he wanted to get involved with the PTO, but he winds up getting into the transmission, he's gonna be into the PTO. The valve box that's on the back of the truck and the PTO could definitely be fixed by Donovan Spring, because that valve box controls all the plows. And that's been leaking. I think initially what we do is see if we can get the truck back on the road. And then if we have to have the valve body looked at, we should probably bring it to Donovan Spring. So the prices are comparable. Hopefully he can fix the truck for $4,000 as opposed to having to put a new transmission in it. Because that's what they were saying. If they couldn't fix the transmission or there were any problems arise, they're at the same page. It's a matter of, inspection.
They're gonna give it an effort to be mechanics and not parts changers and see
Yes,
if they could remedy
that's
it before just throwing the
exactly what he said to me
transmission
on the phone. I told him I had to talk to you guys and that you guys would have to make the decision.
So what is the cost estimate, Pete?
The approximate cost estimate for the repair, he said, was about $4,000. If he winds up,
Barring other,
hopefully, the transmission's just fine, and we're not buying a transmission. The other truck has to go over because the power steering's leaking, so we need to get that worked on too. The 1-ton truck needs to go up to Raponi to get, all the trucks are due for inspection in about 2 weeks. So we need to get one of the 6-wheelers back because they're not doing any ditching or anything like that. We're in a situation where the truck has to be fixed one way or another.
so Steve, you were posing a motion, but there was no detail to it.
Authorize getting it done.
All right, so I hear $3,000 to the one vendor? Excuse me, $4,000 to the one vendor, and then there's 2 more trucks, right?
Yeah, there's more trucks, and I'm having them bring the other 6-wheel truck over to have them take a look at the power steering fluid. Told them, give me a quote.
You don't have a quote yet, though, right?
No, because they haven't brought the truck over. I told them to bring it over today, but they didn't do it. There was a little vacillation there. So they're gonna bring the truck over, and he can give us a quote on the power steering.
That's
And then-
HCR.
Yeah, the guy in Nottingham.
I second HCR beginning work on Matt's truck,
The 2010,
the newer.
The $4,000
International.
quote.
Hopefully they can do it
yeah.
cheaper than putting a complete transmission.
I'll forward all that stuff over to Karen. I had him send it to me.
But we can't approve the transmission, or not the power steering leak.
He's got a
because
quote there.
we don't have a quote, right? And the third one, we also don't have a quote, which
Well,
was,
no, the other truck is, the 1-ton truck, usually that goes up to Raponi. I mean, I tell them to call us and let us know what's going on, so I mean, I can have them do the same thing. The past 2 years, it's been about $13,000 each year it went.
What kind of repairs are anticipated on that truck?
The 1-ton?
Yeah.
It depends what they find. Because there's so much, that truck get used so much, and then, the salt just is done a number on that thing. The body's rotting through. So whatever salt's going through the truck body down to the frame or doing anything to the brake cables and stuff like that, the brake cables on my truck just disintegrated from the salt.
so maybe the way to proceed, if it pleases the board, is to approve the $4,000 repair, and then to ask Jared Messina, with the expertise that you have, to take a look with Pete at what we need done on the power steering leak and the quote we get back, and make sure that it sounds reasonable. And then on the other truck,
Well, we're not gonna send the other truck out until they have one of those 2 trucks back.
Right.
Because at this point, there'll be no truck. So nothing will happen on the 1-ton truck until they have an operational truck.
understood?
So we'll wait until we get something back, then we can send it out for a quote.
That suffice?
How do you feel about if HCR does good on the other 2 trucks, bringing that 1-ton to them too?
I have no problem with it
Just because
whatsoever.
of the age of that truck, I mean, dealer rates are usually quite a bit higher.
Yeah.
That might be a better cost value.
Let's get a quote.
Yeah, let them
Yeah,
quote that one
that's fine.
too.
All right, so we have a motion to approve the $4,000 estimated expense for the first truck.
But that's only gonna fix in case he doesn't need to do the transmission.
Correct.
So what happens if he?
It goes
has-
up to like 14,000,
And our Allegiance quote was,
about the same.
right,
Till they start opening it up.
And
they
that,
don't
and
know.
then the other thing too is once they
understand.
start
Yeah, but-
ripping something apart, they find something else, there's only so much they can do without ripping things apart,
I
you know,
understand.
so.
But we feel that it's worth the possibility that the repair guy, rather than the replace guy, look at it, and
Well, that's what we want.
might
We
get a
don't want to
better.
spend $14,000.
Right. All right, so we do have a motion, I believe, Steve, is that consistent with your motion? Do we have a second?
Second.
All right. Any discussion, further discussion? All right, all in favor of approving the $4,000 estimate for that purpose, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Anything else, Pete?
Not yet. As soon as I get a paving date, I will let you know.
Do you want to pay for that out of the operating budget or out of the capital reserve fund for highway vehicle repairs and maintenance? Or if it's like the 4, do you want to
Why don't we
pay?
pay it out of the budget and save the capital reserve for the end of the year and for what sounds like a whole lot more
To come.
repairs that need to be done?
Fair.
I agree. Any other discussion on that? Cindy? Okay. All right, so any other business?
Old Home Day is Saturday.
Hold on, I have I have one other business. So Jared Messina has been very instrumental in watching over the transfer station and helping them and getting involved in a lot of transfer station issues. And so I believe that would be appropriate if we, Jared has asked about being kind of assigned, if you will, from the board to continue to do that kind of work. And so I said that, I told him that we would bring it up tonight and see if the board was, had a consensus to do that. Jared, I assume that that's accurate, what I'm saying?
Good for me.
Any discussion one way or the other? All right, I don't know that we need to vote on it because it's not an official position, but we'll give the consensus to Jared to
You're the man.
be the man, yeah. All right. I don't think there's any other business. If there is none, we'll go to public comment before we go to our non-public session.
Earl Roads, Church Street. Just a note, you would, I think Selectman Whitmore talked about the 75-acre lot. The school has spoken both to the Energy Committee and to the Conservation Commission about that property. So to the extent that either of those bodies has a recommendation, it will probably end up on your table. So just as a process matter, there may actually be something if either one of those bodies has a view. So FYI.
I received a text message this morning at 7:01 telling me that the clerk's hours were going to be different this week. If I worked, I would have had to take a day off to go to the clerk's hours. I would have already scheduled a day off so I could go in based on their normal hours. So I feel getting a text on Monday morning at 7:01 is really annoying and it's useless. This should have been sent out the end of last week. When she makes changes, they need to be sent out before the actual changes are taking place. I've talked to her, and basically I got the attitude from her that she's going to do what she wants to do. But I'm finding it very annoying that most of her texts are coming in at 6:43, 8 o'clock. I got one at 12:50. 8 o'clock. They're coming in very, very early in the morning for things that are happening that day. I really feel like these should go out ahead of time. And when she does send one out ahead of time, she sends 3 or 4 messages out about the same thing, most of them early in the morning. So I'm wondering if there's a way of working with her to get this system to actually work for the people of Deerfield so that they get the messages, so that they can plan around the changes instead of getting them an hour before the changes start.
All right, thank you.
Given the comment from our school board member about the land, it had to be bought with the town's vote. Won't it have to be sold with the town's vote, which will require a meeting of the school district?
I can speak to what their plans were. They had talked about putting up it as a warrant article.
So it'll be next March?
I believe so,
probably.
yeah.
It'd be good if they would put out an information sheet, talk with some brokers, companies that are specifically in land sales to see the value. What they can do now with land that has ledge is unbelievable. So what they know about it and what they have for information, and get some brokers that specifically deal a lot in land to bring to a public hearing would be good. And this only pertains to the selectmen in that if land is sold for development there, it's probably going to cause some traffic problems going around the corner and up.
Thank you, Ms. Katie. Any other public comment? Seeing none, we are having a non-public session tonight, and it's going to be announced by our vice chair.
Yeah, make a motion to go into non-public and 91A, the hiring of any person as a public employee.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to go into non-public session on letter B. Roll call, Greg,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes?
Yes.
and yes. And I believe we have a motion to seal.
I would make a motion to seal the minutes of the non-public session.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to seal the minutes of the non-public session held on August 11th. This the roll call, I think, right? No, okay. All in favor of sealing, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Make a motion to adjourn.
1 second. We have a committee member that wants to give a report, I believe.
Yes, please.
Yep.
Suzanne Steele. I would like to share my thoughts around your vote at your last meeting about inserting the new dump stickers in the tax bill. I am speaking not only as a resident, but also as the Solid Waste Committee volunteer who spent time at the transfer station. Before I continue, I'd just love to get some clarification. Was this proposed to just reduce the people you believe are accessing our facility that should not be? Head shakes are fine.
Had nothing to do with that. It was a way to get stickers to everybody.
Well, renewed stickers that are not the old stickers,
Right.
Okay,
because there is thought that we should be renewing the stickers so that we don't have abuse of stickers that have been around for a long time. That's what we voted on.
okay. So I feel this is not a good decision for a number of reasons. I hope you consider these before you actually move forward with your idea. At the transfer station, we check the registration with the license plate on the vehicle when giving a sticker to make sure it's valid and watch the person affix it to their windshield. If they are mailed out, you can't confirm that that sticker gets what it gets attached to. Even at the town office, they do not see the resident affix the sticker. So I think that's a downside of the clerk's office giving out stickers. At the transfer station, this allows us to engage with the people, asking questions, answering questions, and confirming that they are indeed valid users of the facility. While we may not get each instant perfectly correct, it's a lot closer than just a mailed sticker. It's also helping create conversations and connections with the residents, which I believe is a critical piece as we move forward to build understanding and supporting each other. At this point, there are a limited number of vehicles that come to the transfer station that need stickers. It was a lot of work, and Cindy can attest to this, when it was first mandated earlier this spring, but now it's not overwhelming. If a new sticker was mailed every year, many families have multiple vehicles, and I got some statistics from Diane this morning. So the other vehicles would be a heavy burden on the transfer station staff and/or town office /VZ staff. There would also be an increase in hours on the town office personnel to stuff the stickers in the tax bills. I know that as a supervisor of the checklist, how tedious it is to fold and stuff things into our 30-day letters. And after connecting with Diane again this morning and checking with how long it took them, they're thinking that it would be at least 10 hours to add inserting a sticker into the tax bills. And if you're suggesting this yearly, okay? So there's a potential for a number of stickers to be thrown away inadvertently that initial year. Then a burden would most likely reside on the transfer station staff to catch folks with the old stickers. And it's also an irritant, potentially, for residents to have to scrape off and add the new sticker each year, not necessary, and an additional cost for those stickers. And just because other towns do it, I have with me Northwood, a little update from them if anyone wants to read this. Doesn't give you a whole lot of info, just trying to say that they have a policy. Doesn't necessarily mean that we have to do it. Understanding the structure, the staffing, and the flow of their facility may cause this idea not to be the best for our town. And FYI, there's also no automated database of who was issued what sticker on what vehicle. They are currently handwritten in separate binders. And I know, I'm finishing up, the extra 10 hours to stuff the envelopes and the new stickers every year will have an impact.
Might be able to deal with some of this, if I could just make a comment.
Sure.
We authorized the town clerk to do it. We didn't then go forward and say, you will. All we did was give, by RSA, authorize the office because she said she couldn't do it. All we've done is authorize it. So taking some of this feedback, we haven't started the procedure yet.
Okay.
Well, we're kind of in the final, we've already had our public comment, in fact, and so I think what we should do is, if you want to bring this up as a new agenda item, we should bring it up as an agenda item in the next meeting, because we're not going to be deciding here to either do it or not do it based on the feedback here. But we certainly welcome any feedback from Suzanne and the committee, either as a citizen, as you said, or as the lead of the committee.
And I do have more feedback after my conversation with Diane this morning about.
It sounds like something that we should look at all the options.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for letting me speak.
One more thing on my end then. To go off of that, I would motion to have Missy come in at least once a month to make some sort of an update or presentation until we get that place on track, because there are too many people going over there talking, getting tidbits of information. I would like to have a formal report back to us, a
once a
formal,
month.
just an update, so if there's anything we can do for them.
We can
bring
certainly
us up
ask
to
for a
speed.
report from any town employee, so are you making that a motion?
I make a motion
Second.
for that.
All right, is this permanent or temporary?
Temporary until the place is running smooth as glass.
So we have a motion to temporarily ask Bissy for a monthly report on the transfer station.
Just to keep us up, maybe give us, updates, because there's a lot of, we just hired some new people, so we can get some updates on them, on how training is going, stuff like that.
Do you want that written or in person?
In person.
No written report ahead of time? Just,
Or we can get a.
However you feel it's
however they
more
wanna work.
convenient from her. I personally like in person, but if it's more convenient to her, something important, something written would be fine.
Yeah, I would give her the option.
Yeah, give her the option, but I need something to know her opinion a little bit more regularly to help make some of the decisions that we're working towards over there.
Steve, is that all consistent with your motion? Okay. And your second?
Yes.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of this motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion to adjourn.
We have a motion to adjourn. Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.